It's the moment you've been waiting for. Amidst the difficult retrograde, Mercury conjoins the Sun on Thursday, November 20th for a magical Mercury Cazimi. And what makes this moment extra special is the new moon in Scorpio that is rising at the same time. This is bound to bring eye-opening discoveries, insights, and revelations. Let's take a closer look and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I am a traditional Western Hellenistic astrologer specializing in teaching courses, doing readings, and creating products. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Stick around. If you've been here a while and you are enjoying my work, please show your support by leaving a like, a comment, subscribing, and pressing the notification bell. Watch more of my content, hype my video, that's a new exciting addition on YouTube here, or say thank you by buying me a tea, a coffee, a croissant, a token of appreciation, whatever your heart desires. Before we dive in, to work with me face-to-face, book a reading on my website. Predictive is perfect right now because it can help you look at 2026 and see what's coming up for you. There are two categories for that. Year ahead can be done at any point. Solar return is best done around your birthday because it takes solar return into the account as well. And I am about to launch my second course in March 2026. This one is Predictive Astrology, dedicated to learning about techniques, cycles in your life, and tools needed to forecast the future. So very exciting. I love doing predictive readings and I'm super thrilled to teach you guys that. Sorry, I had a weird thing in my throat. So that is on my website. On there, you can also find the products I create. My 2026 planner is perfect right now. In fact, I have extended my early Black Friday sale, and today is the last day to pick it up and save 20% off of all products. 2026 planner has 227 pages filled with important breakdowns of the month coming up, of the lunations, eclipses, ritual suggestions. Really great tool. And I'd love to highlight my Mercury in Virgo 2 candle, since we are talking about Mercury retrograde. This one captures Mercury not only in the sign of rulership, but also in the sign of its exaltation, Virgo. It's really good for bringing clarity to your communication, to your thinking, helping you write, helping you accomplish any document filings, and just improving commerce and business dealings as well. Highly recommended for any Mercury retrograde. We get those 3 times a year. And if you were born with Mercury retrograde, if your natal Mercury is in Sagittarius or Pisces, the signs that Mercury traditionally struggles in. So pick it up, check out my website, and take advantage of the final day of the Black Friday sale. So definitely take advantage. November 17th is the final day. Today. I was like, because anyways, never mind. So today we're talking about this exciting Mercury Cazimi. Like I said, what makes it special is that it happens simultaneously as the new moon in Scorpio. So the new moon gets infused with the power of the Cazimi, and then Mercury Cazimi gets infused with major new beginnings represented by the new moon. The exact Cazimi is on November 20th. At 4:22 a.m. Eastern, adjusted for your time zone. And it occurs at 28 degrees Scorpio. Just a second, making a note for myself. So 28 degrees, 18 minutes Scorpio, which means you're going to feel it the most if you have planets 3 degrees before and 2 degrees after, basically all the way till the end of the sign. So between 25 and 29 degrees, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo. And while the Cazimi is exact at 4:22 a.m., you feel it very strongly between 1 a.m. and 8 a.m. of Thursday, November 20th. And generally, Mercury Cazimi is the middle point in the retrograde. It represents the Sun and Mercury conjoining perfectly. When Mercury is approaching the conjunction, it is considered to be combust. So it's burned up, it's weakened. That means the power of our mind is less strong. It's easier to get confused. It's easier to miscommunicate. It's easier to misstep somehow and make a wrong choice in business or whatever it might be, right? But the Cazimi represents this clear moment, and it doesn't last very long, right? That's why it's like, you can kind of extend it to say that you're starting to feel it between Wednesday, November 19th, and then into Friday. But I would definitely say like Thursday, early in the day, or late Wednesday is when it's the strongest. And so it brings clarity, it brings insight, it brings powerful conversations, revelations, and discoveries. And the new moon in Scorpio that happens at 1:46 a.m., just 2.5 hours before the Cazimi, is very much in that window, right? And so we have Scorpio, which is the energy deeply connected to the truth of life. It sees secrets, it sees shadows, it speaks about depth, and Scorpio energy is not gonna like choose shallow conversations. It's gonna want to say the truth. It's gonna want to expose the discomfort and challenging energies. And so this is a really powerful moment, right? Pay attention to what's happening in your conversations and what's happening in your business and what's happening in your mind as well. There's also this empowering Uranus-Neptune sextile at the same time, which has a spiritual awakening energy. You may be getting good news, you may be hearing secrets, you may be exploring new ideas. So we're going to take a look at the 12 rising signs. I recommend listening to your rising sign because it tends to be more precise. That is what most astrologers use to write horoscopes. If you don't know your rising, you can listen to your sun and moon. And if you're seeking more personal, specific to you advice, visit anastasia.astrology.com to book your reading on there. If you are an Aries rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi at the time of the new moon in your 8th house. This brings insights and revelations around intimacy and sharing, making you clear on what is fair in your life and what is not fair. This can lead to important conversations around money, around debts and taxes and financial agreements with your significant other, with your business partner, even with a parent that you rely on potentially. I also really like this for new beginnings in intimacy and vulnerability, bringing in a new partnership, talking about something that you're afraid of, and through that transforming and growing together, right? And you've been doing some soul searching already because we're kind of halfway through the retrograde at this point, and it could be powerful time to express this soul searching, right? And bring it up and yeah, share how you feel with somebody you love or somebody you're planning to get in bed with, personally or professionally. For more, visit my website. Today is the last day. November 17th is the last day to take advantage of my Black Friday sale. The coupon code is down below and it's 20% off of all products. You can also book a reading on my website. If you are a Taurus rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi and the new moon in your 7th house. So here we're looking at important conversations in relationships, insights. With Scorpio, one always has to think about death and rebirth energy, right? So are you discussing something and you're letting a relationship go? If it has been struggling, let's say you're thinking about divorcing, then the Cazimi could be just this kind of moment of like, you know, let's honor the fact that we loved each other once and let's try to figure out how to move forward. So maybe letting something go. Or with the retrograde energy in the mix, maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's a new beginning with someone from your past that just came into your life and you're welcoming this opportunity to try again. Maybe it's a new beginning in a marriage, in an existing relationship if you've been experiencing some turbulence. If you're not married, if you're not dating, this could also be about your business partnership, about your any really significant relationship with people you can call in the middle of the night and ask for help. This is who lives in our 7th house, these very tight face-to-face types of relationships. So could be quite exciting, could definitely bring an ending or a new beginning. For more, visit my website to book a reading, take advantage of my Black Friday sale. November 17th is the last day, so information is down there. If you are a Gemini rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi / new moon in your 6th house. And here we're looking at work, health, and service. 6th house is the place of blood, sweat, and tears. It's connected to your ability to problem solve and dedicate your energy to things. And with the retrograde here and the Cazimi and the new moon, you're being very introspective about what deserves and what doesn't deserve your time. What are you willing to sweat over? What are you willing to bleed over, right? So there's a lot of insight and understanding and clarity. Maybe you're having important conversations with your colleagues, or just experiencing a sense of insight into a new project, or just passions that you want to dedicate your time to. Opportunities to let something go may arise, maybe a chance to say goodbye to a toxic job or a job environment and transform your professional life as well as your health. With a Cazimi in the 6th, there may be an important realization of like, how are you standing in your own way and what habits and patterns you potentially need to release. For more, visit my website to book a reading, join my predictive astrology course, or pick up any product you'd like. If you are a Cancer rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi on the night of the new moon in your 5th house. And here we're looking at pleasure, joy, sex, and parenthood. It's your store of creative energy. And if you felt a little bit stuck romantically, sexually, creatively, the Cazimi is the powerful time to reconnect with yourself and ask, what is it that you value? What is it that you want to express? So new ideas, new projects, old projects that you're rediscovering and giving them another spin. A relationship going through a shift, maybe a sense of understanding why you've been feeling stagnant, and discussing sex and intimacy and figuring out like new things that you want to do. Changes in your relationship with your child, or changes in the life of the child, maybe some kind of important conversation you have with your child to bring you two closer. A great time to have any kind of conversation with your romantic partner, with your child, and start creative projects. For more, visit my website to book a reading, join my predictive astrology course, or pick up a Mercury candle. If you are a Leo rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi and a new moon in your 4th house, and this feels like a new beginning, an insight, and an opportunity for truth in the sector of home, family, and living situation. So this is your private house, right? Not a lot of people see what's going on here. So there may be a sense of reflection on the past, on your childhood, maybe a conversation with a family member or even a therapist, and an opportunity to turn the jewel and to start looking at your past and your childhood through a different lens. Maybe a conversation you have with your mother, and you understand why she was the way she was, and there's some type of change that happens here. There may be new beginnings that involve healing, that involve even property and real estate. With Mercury retrograde, you can potentially be moving back somewhere, like moving back with parents as a point of gathering energy before you're about to venture in a new place in your life and start new things. There may be some need to kind of conversations around like property and your home, and figuring out how things need to change in order to accommodate your growing family potentially. But yeah, could be really private, but could also be a little bit more visible in regards to like the actual living situation you find yourself in. Yeah, in regards to the living situation you find yourself in. For more, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com to book a personal reading, join my predictive astrology course, or pick up a planner or a candle or something. If you are a Virgo rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi and a new moon in your 3rd house. With the 3rd house, we are looking at your stomping ground, your everyday life, your mind, and your thoughts. So the Cazimi can definitely bring a realization that, oh, hey, I've been really thinking a lot of negative thoughts lately. What can I do to maybe try to rewire my brain? There may be good news that come from siblings, or even some important conversations with siblings, neighbors as well. Maybe an insight about your schedule and how to streamline things. I think you'd like that as a Virgo rising. And here we're also talking about business and skills and hobbies, and potentially how you maybe can connect with your interests a little bit better, both in a personal way to just have more fun, but maybe also in a professional way. How can you use your talents and your skills and your gifts to position yourself better in the world, right? And I wonder how the retrograde plays into this, because maybe you're looking back to a passion that you once really connected with, but lately you haven't been doing it. So you pick up dancing again and you start taking classes or something. Do share, and for more, book a reading or join my predictive astrology course on my website. If you are a Libra rising, there is a Mercury Cazimi and a new moon in your second house, and you're looking at the new old ways of making money. Making money. So one thing would be connected to making money, right? Making, saving, investing money. There may be some insights around that. Some sort of like, I haven't been doing anything with this inheritance I have received and it's actually losing value. How about I invested in the stock market? Or how about I invested into real estate? With the second house, we're also talking about self-worth and what is self-worth and what makes you feel valued and worthy and loved. So conversations with a significant other, with a parent, with a family member, right? About like what makes you feel valued and how you can increase that sense of validation with other people, but also internally. What can you do? What needs to die and be reborn in your life? Because very, very Scorpio energy, I think. For more, visit my website to book a reading, join my predictive astrology course, or pick up a candle or a planner today. November 17th is the last day to take advantage of the Black Friday sale. It's been extended one day. I'm doing it early to get ahead of the curve. Anyways, if you are a Scorpio rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi and a new moon in your first house. So this is all about your physical body, style, identity, and sense of self. So this can be very embodied, right? You're looking back at your fitness journey and you're realizing how to tweak it, how to adjust it, how to make it more personal. Maybe you're looking at a procedure, like a health procedure you wanted to do, or a surgery you've postponed and trying to figure out the better date for it. Goals and values and sense of self-definition are important here, because first house is really, how do you answer the question of who are you? And this is so different based on different people, right? Somebody might say I'm a mother, somebody might say I am a doctor, I am a shaman, I am a doula, whatever it is, right? There's different ways to define yourself. And so having the retrograde be in your first house and the new moon conjoining Mercury retrograde definitely suggests that some type of reinvention is in order. So do share how you're reinventing yourself. And for more, visit my website to book a reading or join my predictive astrology course. If you are a Sagittarius rising, Mercury Cazimi highlights your 12th house, your house of blind spots, self-defeating tendencies, invisible things. So it's making all of those things visible, right? It's highlighting your bad habits and making you more aware of something that doesn't serve you. And this could be so different, right? Like for some people, it could be a tendency to avoid conflict in relationships. For others, it could be a tendency to maybe drink a little bit too much. For others, it could be some addiction to buying Barbie dolls or going to Disney or something, Disneyland. I don't know, just something you're spending maybe too much on, or any self-defeating habits that don't serve you. And so the Cazimi can bring personal insight, can bring revealing conversations. It can also trigger something within you, like you may be dealing with some kind of power struggle or exhaustion, burnout, that then reveals why you need to make changes in your life. So highly illuminating and highly eye-opening, I think. If you're seeking more, book a reading or join my predictive astrology on my website. You can also pick up candles and planners on there. If you are a Capricorn rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi and a new moon in your 11th house. And the 11th, we're looking at your alliances, at your partnerships with your friends and your social media, your social network. So this is the Cazimi amidst the retrograde. So it has a bit of like introspective, let's figure out what the next steps are, maybe feeling a little bit stuck type of energy. So it can bring insights around who you want to work with. Maybe someone from your past returns into your life and you're like, oh, okay, you know, I've always seen you as a friend, but how about we start a business together? Maybe you are partnering up with other people. Maybe you're exploring some kind of new relationships as well. Social media, right? Rethinking your relationship with social media, maybe getting ready to launch a new project on social media, like starting a YouTube channel or a TikTok page, whatever it might be. So it's like interesting because there is the retrograde energy, so it's somewhat like reflective, as in maybe you're talking over an old conflict with a friend, and as a result, you're getting a different type of relationship, or you're opening up your treasure trove of creative projects and you're giving one of them another life. So it's like new beginnings of the new moon, but then some type of introspective insight that comes from the Cazimi, the retrograde. For more, book a reading on my website, join my predictive astrology course, or take advantage of the last day of the Black Friday sale, 20% off all products. If you are an Aquarius rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi and a new moon in your 10th house. So some type of adjustments that you're making and maybe breakthroughs and new beginnings in your career, in your professional life, in your public life, right? So maybe you're rebuilding your website, right? Or you are inventing your role in the community. You're starting to you used to be a member of the church and now you're becoming the facilitator, someone who like manages people and like, I don't know, highlights, takes care of the volunteer sort of program there or something. A job opportunity that has its roots in the past that you maybe have been applying for a while, or a job you've applied for a while back, coming back into your life. Yeah, maybe like there's also some type of insight, I think, around what you want to accomplish, and maybe some conversations with bosses, authority figures that bring a lot of insight your way. Do share how this resonates and visit my website to book a reading or join my predictive astrology course. If you are the beautiful Pisces rising, there's a Mercury Cazimi on the night of the new moon in your 9th house. And this has to do with your path, with your exploration in the world, right? And it's like a mix of things, because we have the insights of Mercury Cazimi. We also have Mercury retrograde, so it's maybe some kind of reflective, looking back type of energy. And then there's a new moon that comes out of all of that. So I think this can be a change, a perspective shift, right? A sense of realizing that there's more to life than meets the eye. Maybe an opportunity to shift your vision and shift your faith even in yourself and in the world around you. So it could be a bit of like what comes out of a spiritual crisis, a newfound sense of purpose. And there may be a sense of wanting to go back to something, go back to school, go back to a spiritual path, maybe move to a place you once lived in, maybe travel a little bit more. Good news around education, around any like legal applications may come at this time, especially if you've been like waiting on some application you submitted and it's been taking too long. And you may also notice at this time that like something you maybe applied for a while back is coming into your life, right? Like you submitted an application to I don't know, participate in a writing competition. It was like long ago you forgot about it, and now it returns and you're like, oh, you're moving on to the next level. And you're like, what? I forgot about it. So some kind of exciting opportunities that maybe involve moving, teaching, studying, traveling are all likely, as well as that sort of sense of like what thoughts you have that are slowing you down, what philosophies on life you maybe need to let go of, and which ones do you need to commit to. Do share how this resonates and book a reading or join my predictive astrology course on my website. I hope you have fun with this Mercury Cazimi. Like I said, today is November 17th is the last day to take advantage of my Black Friday sale and save 20% on all products. So do use that opportunity. And I will see you guys soon. I hope you have a good Mercury retrograde, good Cazimi. As always, if you have any ideas on YouTube videos you'd like from me, leave them down below. I'll see you soon. Bye.